we can effectively reduce all of our experiences in the world into bodily sensations and thoughts. And in a sense, we can even reduce all of the bodily sensations to thoughts. But for this way of thinking about it, I think it's important to kind of have a distinction between the two, at least for a while, because we can recognize that whatever is happening in all of our experience is somehow this like mind generated virtual experience. And the bodily sensation component is such a fundamental part of it because it in the virtual reality world you have these like haptic suits, these haptic feedback suits. So it's like things
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you wear that actually give you that like, impact or whatever it is.
yeah,
It's because it's doing the work that our body normally does. When we're out in the real world, living a life, it's getting all of these signals in and it's interpreting those things in a way that it gives us that feeling of a felt reality around us. That I can believe that I'm holding a glass that is actually cold and hard and, made of glass, or that I'm touching a blanket that is warm and soft and made of fiber. All of those things that seem to be the real world out there are just our internal translations of electrical signals, things that are, being stimulated by contact of something and these aspects of the body. But that felt sensation is what gives the entire experience of the world a feeling of reality, a feeling of density and temperature and manipulatability and the feeling of that I'm a real being in it. And with that, we also have this internal experience of all of the emotional stuff that gets translated through the body, all of the ways that I feel like I am because the body is in a particular state, because the feelings of the body, the muscles, the fascia, the blood pressure, the all the different little interoceptive things that are happening, we can feel those. We get a sense of those, and that is part of our feedback of not just how the world is, whether it's cold outside because I feel that the body is cold, or it's hot outside because I feel that the body is sweating, but also how I feel like I am. It's like our self-reflective way of knowing I am feeling kind of depressed today because the body feels heavy and slow and achy and tired, or I'm feeling really bubbly and energetic today because the body is like feeling flexible and wants to move and run and do all this stuff. So the interpretation is I feel that way because the body
right.
is exhibiting these symptoms. I
But
am sick because the body is feeling whatever it is. Those are the things that they're these shorthand interpretations because it's the way that the body is designed. The body mind is created kind of together as this unit, That's why there is a functional feedback loop because it is made to give information back and forth to create the sense of a world that we're in. But it lacks that inherent reality because it is just our virtual feedback mechanism. It is our virtual view of the way things are, our virtual experience. And when we take that feeling in the body, whatever it is, be it emotional or just, what we would think of just purely physical, being sick or tired or hungry or whatever else, but we make that into the I am that, that's when we get that extra delusional sense of I built in. Because now there is somebody there. It's not just a body that is hungry. It's an I who am hungry. Um, in other languages, like French, it's that I have hunger. Like I am in possession of the hunger, you know? The body is hungry. The body is needing something. Who is this I who is hungry right now? Where is that one? There's the entire experience of everything is this well fine-tuned for its environment system of interpretation and representation of stuff that it thinks, the mind thinks is out there. But our actual experience of it is not real in that way. And that implied I who's at the center is very much not at all real. So when you have like we started by saying today about the discomfort of having a body or being a body or any of that. It's important to note that the body is always going to go through something, right? It's giving
Hmm.
information about its state of being. It's not a problem. It's just made to alert the brain as to whether it's in a state of needing sleep, needing exercise, needing food, needing water, whatever it is. It's just sending out these alarm signals that say, "Oh, we're running low down here. We're running out of glycogen, whatever it is. We got to do something. Here we go." The brain responds, things happen. The personal part of that is where we go awry. The idea that I don't want to feel hungry. I don't want to have the response of the body, resisting to smelling onions and having the burning in the eyes. That it's that resistance. It's that extra thought that comes on. And it's not just a body directing itself away from danger. And it's not even just a mind that says, okay, steer yourself this way, close the eyes, do all that. It's that personal element that's in the center of it. I do not want this to happen. I do not want the people in my life to experience injustice in a way. I do not want put in any, political, religious, or other belief. I do not want this. I do want that. That is not based off of anything that's actually fundamentally real. It's a misinterpretation of signals that are coming from the body and the mind. So the more there's this inherent sort of meta awareness of this happening, the less believed in it is, the less powerful it is in terms of creating that extra sense of me who's at war with everything. And then there's just simply a body reacting to its environment.
We have created a course of our first Feta material. This course will walk you step by step through all of the ways in which identification is created and selfing happens. If you've been struggling to see through the self structure or have that first awakening shift, this course contains hundreds of tools to help you discover the selfing mechanisms when they're happening, and then see through the illusion of identification that are created. Along with over 14 hours of videos, this $49 course contains a full book worth of summaries, extrapolations on the videos, written inquiry suggestions, and other text. So work slowly, leave time for integration. This is powerful material and it can be life-changing.